So hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We are the Advanced Branding Collaborative, and it is August 12th, 2020. And tonight we're going to be speaking about the 8 ways to boost self-confidence and self-esteem. But to start with, for the first time, we have a spotlight for our member, and Renée Chamberland is going to be our member to speak to what she does. She's got 5 minutes to do it, which is great. Now, Renée and I just quickly, we met at the, I always have to say this right, Canadian Women in Business Network on Facebook. And then she interviewed me for my handwriting. And from then we've collaborated on business, and it's been just wonderful. And she's joined our team and with Advanced Branding Collaborative in our group. And I'm really excited to introduce her. So Renée, go ahead, you've got the spotlight.
Okay, so thank you so much for having me here. I love this group, and please bear with me. It's my first spotlight. I even wrote down some notes because I tend to say all the time, and then I'm thinking about what I'm going to say. So anyway, thank you so much for having me. You're hearing me correctly? You can all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So I'm so glad to be here. My name is Renée Chamberland, and I am the mother of 2 young boys. Simon is 22, Justin is 20, and I live in a very small community, 1 hour east of Ottawa in Ontario, Canada. See, that's one time. I'm a person that loves learning. I love nature. I love reading. I love connecting with friends. And I tend to have an adventurous and old soul. I also love to laugh. I am an entrepreneur at heart. It's very hard to say a French word in English when you're French. I am an entrepreneur at heart. Hang on. I run my business from my laptop, which is RGC Daily Wellness. RGC stands for Renée Gabriel Chamberland, but it also stands for resources, growth, and creating wellness, which is in part who I am. I am a problem solver, so solution-oriented person, resourceful. I think that life is all about growth. And my first business, I became a florist and decorator, so creation has always been part of my life. I believe, okay, sorry. Thank you for your patience. The business side of all of this is I show consumers how to shop for better quality, safer, and more economical everyday essentials. The keywords here are better quality for you, for your health, for your family, safer, again, for you and your family, and budget friendly. Don't we all love that, right? This is quite an awesome adventure. I really love what I do. But on my Facebook page, RGC Daily Wellness Station, I share self-care tips. Right. I believe that you have this one life to live. I believe that we have a vehicle to live this life, which is our body. And if you don't take care of your body, nobody else will do it for you, right? Also, I find that that happiness falls into under the wellness umbrella, and that is very, very important as well. Now, don't get me wrong. I do know I do get upset. I do get tired. I do have mixed emotions. We do not function at the push of a button like robots, right? We have responsibilities, families, children, households, vehicles, finances, jobs. We have to manage all of that. Even sometimes our neighbors, people who have different views and opinions. I do get that, I do. This takes up how much of your time though? And how much time is left for you for self-care, for your body, right? It should be the other way around, where we start and take care of us, and then we can offer everything to our surroundings. If you're like the me before, self-care is not always a priority. There's always something or someone else to take care of, which I understand. You might not even know sometimes where to start with self-care. I've learned simple things like breathing. We breathe every day. Of course, we wouldn't be here if we wouldn't breathe. But if you use mindful breathing, breathe in by your nose, exhale by your mouth. Mindful breathing brings oxygen to your body, brings oxygen to your cells where it counts. Of course, it counts in your lungs as well, but your cells need oxygen. Your cells need lots of water. Your body can do a lot of healing if you give it the right care. There's many other tips that I share on my page. I share about meditation. I share about walking in nature, listening to nature. What else do I share? I share about how do you say that? How to feed your body the correct nutriments, the correct exercises to do, right? This is what I share on my page. I actually had a Zoom the other night with Lorianne, and at the end, there was laughter, there was smiles, and that is my end goal. If you're an entrepreneur who shares wellness, who helps families have better quality of life, I would love to collaborate with you. Thank you for being so patient with me. Yeah, my first spotlight. Thanks.
Thanks
On
for
to you, Jenny.
That was awesome, Renee. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you very much, Renee, for doing that. I know the first time we do anything like that, it's not always easy, and it doesn't always go as we hope, but you know, with practice comes expertise. So great job.
Correct. Thank you.
And Roy's giving you a thumbs up as well.
Yes.
So now Jenny is going to talk to us about the 8 what of self-confidence? I forget, I'm sorry. The 8 steps to self-confidence. And Jenny is one of the founding members of our Advanced Branding Collaborative, one of the 5 of our founding members. And she hails to us from Brisbane, Australia. And it is the middle of winter for her. Well, actually coming up on the end of winter, I guess, beginning of spring. So, and she is about 13 hours ahead of us. So it's morning for her, where it's evening for us. And so she's also an NLP practitioner and a hypnotherapist. And so she's always out helping people become the best you that they can be. So with that, we'll have Jenny take it away and share her wisdom with us.
Thank you so much, Wendy. So I want to welcome everyone. It's beautiful to have some new people on. And yeah, I'm just going to introduce myself quickly. So my name is Jenny Kalz. Like Wendy said, I'm in Brisbane, Australia. Originally, I'm from Germany, so I moved over here nearly 8 years ago to build, you know, a new life, a better life for myself and my family. I've got 2 little kids. They're 3 and 5 years old. And I've got Bella with me. She's just watching TV, so she might come up. So you might get to meet her. And so, yeah, like Wendy said, I'm a NLP coach, timeline therapist, and hypnotherapist. And I just love to help people to step into their full potential and to really create that life they want, to overcome their anxiety, overcome depression, and really step into the best version of themselves. So today I want to talk about confidence or self-confidence. And I actually prepared a little thing. So if Lorianne can let me share my screen. Can I share? Is that allowed? No, it's not allowed yet.
So Jenny, I should have listened to you before I did my speech. Then I would have lots of confidence.
There you go. All right, is it okay? Let's see. Where we are. There we go. Can you all see? Okay, awesome. So yeah, today I want to talk about how to improve your self-confidence. And I just got a little definition here. So basically the definition of self-confidence is a feeling of trust in one's abilities, qualities, and judgment. So basically trusting in yourself, believing in yourself, believing that you can do what you want to do. So this is basically the definition of confidence. So what happens if a person has low self-confidence, low self-esteem, low self-worth? Some signs that someone might have low confidence is that they're unable to trust their own opinion. They're always overthinking. And that was me big time. In the past, I was always overthinking. Like I was going over everything like 100,000 times. And I was also very slow in making decisions. Like even going to the restaurant and choosing a meal was like, you know, my husband was really like getting cranky with me. He's like, oh, you know, why can't you just go there and decide what you want to have? But I'm like, oh, maybe I want to have that. Or maybe I'd rather have that. So it was really, really difficult for me to make decisions. And that is something that can really hold you back. Sorry, in life and in business, because when you're in business, you want to make, you know, fast decisions. You want to be on the move. And that was something that was really holding me back. So you're always hard on yourself, but you're lenient with others. So, and that is actually when the perfectionism comes in. Because at the past, I actually thought it's a good thing that I'm like a perfectionist, but then I found out it's actually not, because it's holding me back a lot of times. Because I was like, as long as it's not perfect, I can't, you know, post it, or I can't do it because I'm not perfect in it. And that was really a sign for me that I had really, yeah, Bella, just a minute. Just, you know, that I had a really low confidence, that I wasn't able, you know, to be compassionate with myself and to move forward, even if it was not perfect. And another sign can be that you get frequent anxiety or emotional turmoil, because you just feel overwhelmed, especially when you are, you know, having to go out and speak to a lot of people and you're not feeling confident in that. Or you have multiple things happening at the same time and you don't trust yourself that you can handle the situation. So this is something I needed to learn, how to stay calm, even if basically my world is falling apart, but I needed to learn how to stay calm, because otherwise I wasn't able to manage all the things that are happening around myself.
Can I ask a question just quickly?
Yeah.
Because as much as I've had all of these, my son right now, and he's just turned 30, I see all of this having happened to him.
Yes.
I don't know if this is in your presentation, but maybe something we can talk to is when you see these things in your children, so we're going to be able to talk about that. But I wish I'd known this, seen this now, because I saw it in myself, but seeing it written down, I see it in my children now. Something
Yes.
to, you know, teach parents to look out for.
Yes. Yes. Yes, definitely. But it's good that you know, you have the awareness now. And I think like with children, you know, it might be easier with children. If they are adults, they have to realize it themselves, you know, that they maybe have low confidence and this is something they might want to work on. So does he have the awareness that he has low confidence, or?
He's only learned it later, though. That's what I'm saying. It would be, I wish I had seen it earlier to be able to say, you know, here, go talk to Jenny. Right?
There you go. So I felt that was really, you know, if someone says something to you, like a compliment, and then your low self-esteem kicks in and says, but why are you saying this to me? Did I not look great before? You know, did I look bad before? And because we always, our mind always looks for that thing that puts us down. Because someone who hasn't got that, you know, low confidence, they're just like, oh, thank you. But if you are dealing with low confidence, or you think you're not good enough, then your mind always kicks in. Your mind always says, oh, there's something, you know, there must be a hook, there must be something wrong here. And where does it come from? Where does low self-confidence come from? So basically, a lot of it comes from our childhood programming. So basically, we talked about that in a different lecture. I think it was the limiting belief lecture. When you are, until you are 7 years old, you're basically in a hypnotic state, because your brain just is like a sponge. You soak everything up. So everything that people tell you, you think it's true about yourself. So if people don't tell you, you know, not so good things about yourself, you think it's true. You think you're not good enough. You think you're not talented enough. And all these things play out later in life. And yeah, limiting beliefs. So basically, the biggest limiting belief that a lot of people have is, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not deserving of any good in my life. And that most of that really goes back to that childhood programming, to what happens to you in the first 7 years of your life. And of course, negative experiences, like when you were in class and, you know, someone made fun of you in front of 30 other children, and you think, you know, it's true, and you just, you know, take that in. And I think most of us had these experiences where we think back and you know, think like, oh my God, this was a terrible experience. I think, Lorianne, you told me when we worked together, you told me about something that happened to you in your childhood, and you felt very embarrassed, and that still played out in her life today. And when you are able to go back and see, you know, detect these experiences, you can work on it. You can go onto that limiting belief and, you know, work it out and basically reprogram it. So you can always reprogram a limiting belief, no matter how old you are. And that's the good thing. No matter where you are in your life, you can always reprogram your brain. You can always reprogram that belief and make it a belief that is serving you. And that's what I said before. Once the limiting beliefs are created, our mind constantly looks for evidence around us in our environment. That was what that picture was about. It's like you always look for the negative hook in things. You always look for the thing why you're not good enough. You always look for the thing why you're not confident enough. But that's just your ego. That's just your mind. It's actually not true. It's not true. But this is how you programmed yourself. And now your mind wants to find evidence outside of yourself. And when we go back and reprogram that limiting belief, then your brain will actually look for evidence that new belief is true, that you are confident and that you can do things and that you are good enough. So that's like really a major concept that really helped me so much in moving forward in life. Oh, sorry, I went one too far. So now how do we fix it? So I really love that quote from Eckhart Tolle. It says, if you can get the inside right, the outside will fall into place. And a lot of people actually try to fix things from the outside to the inside. So they're basically always looking for validation outside of themselves. They always look for, like I said, for evidence that their beliefs are true. And they always, you know, compare themselves with others. They always try, you know, their mind tries to compare themselves to others and why they're not good enough. But if we turn it around and really work things from the inside out, we will have a much, much better experience. So we need to stop looking for validation outside of ourselves and not compare ourselves to others. And I know this sounds like a hard thing to do, but the more you work on yourself, the more you get back to who you truly are, the more you reprogram your limiting beliefs. It just comes naturally because you just feel like you're coming back home. You're coming back to your true self. So you don't actually feel the need to look outside of yourselves all the time, because what you found inside yourself is actually so much better. It's actually, you know, makes you feel so much safer than looking outside of yourself.
Sorry, Jenny, I had another question about that. Sorry, but
Yeah.
in our society, do you find that the need to achieve, to make money, to, you know, basically, you know, do better than the Joneses, do you find that that will actually create a bigger cause for, if they don't achieve it, self-confidence issues? Because it is our state of the world at this point in a lot of, like, North America particularly.
Yeah, I think it really depends on, you know, Eckhart Tolle talks about like the levels of consciousness. And when you are in that level of consciousness where you compare yourself to others, it's hard. But if you can make that, you know, step up to actually come back to yourself and only look to yourself, then it just becomes so much easier. It's like you just find peace in yourself. And if you are still comparing yourself and looking for validation and seeing, you know, this person makes more money than me, I'm not good enough because I'm not making that much money. People are, you know, not at that level of consciousness yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just saying I see a lot of the, you know, do better than the Joneses and people that have to strive for more and more and more to validate themselves. I've known people like that.
Yes.
And I personally am not one of those people, but at one point I
Yeah.
was. I felt that I had to validate myself in success and money and everything to make that self-confidence issue the best of the best. And like you said, you kind of have to come back. But a lot of people they confuse it, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and that's just another sign that they actually have low confidence. What you're saying, that they, you know, always strive for the best, like being that perfectionist. But when you realize that it's not serving you in the long run, it, like you said, you don't feel the need anymore because you realize it now that it wasn't serving you. And you know, this is, yeah, like you said, that's how our society runs at the moment. You need to be better, you need to make more money, you need to be, you know, but when you find home inside of yourself, you don't feel the need anymore to do it. So, Lorianne, you probably like that picture.
I do. And I just wanted to say too, just interjecting, I keep talking sometimes in between because I have questions. I hope everybody here does the same. If you have a question, please do, you know, because this is interactive. We'd like to hear from you.
Yes, definitely. If you have any questions, any comments, any experiences, please let us know. Just unmute yourself and start talking. So I really love that picture because what matters most is how we see ourselves. So you might be like a little cat, but you can see yourself as a lion. You can work so much on yourself that you see yourself as a strong, you know, lion, but the outside will still see you as a cat. But it doesn't matter what the outside sees. It only matters how you see yourself, that you see yourself as that strong person, as that confident person. And this is something you can really work on. And this is the most important part, that you work on yourself, no matter what, you know, other people outside of you think of yourself. Because they might still think, you know, you are this little, you know, weak cat, but you are actually the lion. So how can we actually improve our self-confidence? So there's a model that Tony Robbins has, and he says there's actually 2 ways you can improve or change any behavior. And you can change your physiology. That's the first thing you can do. You might have seen some of Tony Robbins' videos, you know, where before he goes on stage. Has anyone seen that? Before Tony Robbins goes on stage, what he does?
Yes.
So what does he do? You remember?
I don't know specifics, but I know he gets himself pumped up on this.
Yes. So what he does, he jumps on a little trampoline. So he jumps like for 2 or 3 minutes up and down on the trampoline. And then he does what he calls like a power move. So basically he turns around and then, like, you know, puts his hands up or something, or does something with his fist. And that all serves to change your physiology. Because, you know, when we're not confident, we have a certain physiology. You know, we might not sit straight. We might just, you know, look down a lot. And only by changing our physiology, for example, if you go on a sales call, just, you know, sit up straight and really ask yourself, how does a confident person sit? How does a confident person speak? How does a confident person move? And you can basically adapt that. So when you go on a sales call, you speak in front of people, really pump yourself up like Tony Robbins does. And some people think, oh, you know, it's like sort of brainwashing yourself. Oh, it might be, but it doesn't matter, because it helps. It really helps. When you pump yourself up before you go on a sales call or speak in front of people, it really helps you, because then you really feel like a confident person. You really feel like you can do it. And general, changing your physiology, you can do, you know, exercise really helps with confidence, dancing, or anything that really makes you feel more connected to your body. Because this is something that a lot of people, you know, have, that they don't feel safe in their body actually. And that's where a lot of the anxiety comes from as well. And I love that Renée talked about that, the breathing exercises. So I'm a big fan of breath work. It really changed my life. Breath work is something I'm really advocate for, because the more oxygen you get into your body, the better you can function. And when you breathe, like Renée said, you know, breathe into your nose and out of your mouth, even if you do that for like 1 or 2 minutes, you definitely feel a shift in your mind. Your mind will become more quiet. The chatter goes away, and you can be more focused. So you can be basically what Eckhart Tolle talks about, in the present moment, because breathing will automatically bring you back to the present moment. And in the present moment, there's no fear, there's no anxiety, there's just the present moment. And this is where you want to be if you want to improve your confidence. If you need instant confidence for that sales call or for that presentation, just pump yourself up. Do your breathing, move, just get out of the chair and really act like a confident person. And the second thing you can do is changing your focus. Because when you're in that anxiety and you have all these thoughts coming in, you know, about what's going to happen, worst case scenarios, you're going to fail, There will be judgment. When you have all these thoughts going through your head, you need to change your focus. You need to let go. You need to go away from that topic. So what you can do is like watch a motivational video. Basically anything that takes you off that anxiety or, you know, that overwhelm. Just watch a video, like motivational videos, Tony Robbins, whatever pumps you up. And you might have some songs. You can even use songs as anchors. So you might have a song that makes you feel really good about yourself, really confident. And you might always play that before you go on a sales call, and just make that your habit. Just make that your song. And you know, when that song comes on, it's time to be confident. You can train yourself. When you listen to that song and you make yourself close your eyes and make yourself feel like you're really, really confident, make the feeling really, really strong, and you can set an anchor. That's what we do in NLP. We're setting anchors. And every time you listen to that song again, your body will remember, oh, this is the time to be confident, or this is the time to step up now. So this is a good thing, using music as an anchor. And of course, you can also change your environment. Just go outside for a few minutes. Just, you know, do something else. Just get out of that, you know, that everyday thing, everyday environment, and change your environment. Go outside, go into nature. Renee said that already, like connecting with nature is a beautiful thing. It's just beautiful. And of course, affirmations, very, very popular. And it's actually more powerful if you can connect like an incantation or an affirmation with movement. It makes it even more powerful. You know, when you're like, you know, saying, I'm a powerful woman, and really, really move yourself like you are a powerful woman. Really connect that affirmation to a movement and do it every day in the shower. Just, you know, pump yourself up and say, I'm a confident woman. I can do it. And really move like you are that confident person.
Can we have fun and wear different hats?
Of course you can.
Kristen is great with that. We were talking about that. We love our hats. Wearing a different hat every day based on how you feel, right?
Okay, then we can do a challenge. Everyone needs to wear a different hat and go into the group and do their incantation in the group. Like, I'm powerful.
Love it.
Good. There's something else that you can do. Like for me, I don't put anything on my head. I cannot stand to have anything on my head. But something else that will help is if you have like an anchor movement. So, you know, you can change your state. You know, people say, oh, we'll just do a little dance move, or, you know, jump up and down or whatever. But if you're in a situation where it's kind of like a serene, you know, serious situation, you can't really just break into dance or break into song. So something that you could do is, you know, make a fist of your arm and just, you know, do that power move like that, or, you know, put it in close to your body and do this, you know. And so if you have your affirmation and you have your anchor movement together, you can create a different emotion and change your state that way. And you can do that very subtly in any situation, and people aren't going to look at you like, what is wrong with you? Because all of a sudden you started jumping up and down or doing the twist or whatever, you know, just to try and change your state. So that's another suggestion you can use that's much more subtle but still very effective.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I actually have like that Eminem song. What is it called? Eminem? That song, you know, when I went for my NLP training, we did the fire eating. So we basically ate fire, and he was playing that Eminem. I can't say his name.
Eminem?
You know who yeah.
The rapper?
That song throughout the thing, like I think he played it like 50 times, and every time I hear that song now, I'm like, yes, I fucking got this, you know, I got this. So it is powerful. Anchoring is really a beautiful thing. It's very cool. And this one is one of my favorite ones. Changing the emotional meaning you give to things. So sometimes we give meaning to situations or persons or events that are not helpful to us. So we decide to attach a meaning to something and we think that it's 100% true. But sometimes we don't even know. So sometimes, you know, like you think a person doesn't like you, but it's just an assumption. So basically you're doing a mind read and you don't actually know what's going on. You probably had some situations at work or in your business, or, you know, I don't know, someone's not contacting you for a couple of days, like your mom or something, and then you make an assumption they must be mad, something, you must have done something wrong, something must have happened. And then when you find out that just, you know, whatever, the phone was broken or they couldn't get on or whatever, then you just feel like, oh, I didn't even have to worry about it. So why am I worrying so much? Because I'm giving emotional meaning to situations that are not like that I can't say it's actually true what's happening there. So, you know, just feeling like people don't like you, people don't want to be around you, or like any situation you're giving a meaning to. And when you do that and you feel like it's coming up in your mind all the time, it's like a reoccurring thought, then ask yourself, can I actually be 100% sure that that person doesn't like me? Can I be 100% sure? Do I know 100%? Is that the whole truth? No, you can't, because have you asked that person if they don't like you? You probably haven't. So how can you assume that they don't like you? Yeah, Wendy?
I was just going to say, I don't know who said it, but I have a friend in, online, and she says it all the time. She says, what other people think about me or what other people say about me is none of my business.
That's right.
So if you don't worry about what other people think and say, you will be just fine.
That's absolutely true. Yes. And there you go. Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. So bloody stop worrying.
Do you ever get those?
Yeah.
Sorry for introduction. I was going to say, do you ever get those days? And Renee, you and I, being Canadian, probably know these better than anything. Is you say something, and then the next morning you wake up and you think about it all day and said, "Why did I say that?"
Exactly. Exactly. But then you ask yourself, is there anything I can do? Is there anything I can do? And if there is, then go do it. If there isn't, let it go.
And sometimes if I'm not sure, I'm gonna go clarify it.
Exactly.
Like, if I'm worried about something, I'm gonna ask you, and just, you know, I'm open to hearing the truth. I mean, if I can ask the question, you can answer with the truth.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
And here's
Yep.
something that I do. I'm not very easily offended. My feelings aren't easily hurt. But if something is said to me or I've done something that I worry about for more than a day or two, then I know I need to address it. Otherwise,
Exactly.
if I'm not thinking about it, then, just let it go. Because there's no use, ruminating on things. Because 9 times out of 10, the other person is like, I don't even know what you said to me, or I don't know what you're talking about, or,
Yes.
I'm cool. So
Yep.
don't waste your time and energy on things like that.
Exactly. That's why I like the do or detach. You either do something, you go and clarify it or do something about it, or you detach from it and just let it go. So another thing you can do is visualization. Probably heard about that before, but it's really, really, really great, and it's really effective. If you take a few minutes every day to visualize yourself as a more confident person, as a more confident version of yourself, and don't just visualize it, don't just see like the pictures in your mind, really tap into the emotions. How does it feel to be so confident? How does it feel just to get on that sales call and just, you know, smash it? And how does it feel to achieve the things you want when you have that confidence? And you can really train yourself to be more confident by really stepping into the emotion. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. The more, you know, closer you get to that goal, to being more confident. So is there anyone doing visualizations regularly? You do, Wendy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Awesome.
Same-
Very
Same
good.
here.
Yeah, me too.
Great. That's great. Okie dokie. And of course, meditation and journaling. If you're interested in that particularly, we've done a whole class on that a couple of months ago. So we've done a class on meditation and journaling, and we've also done a whole class on how to get rid of limiting beliefs. So you can find that in the group, in the unit section, if you're interested into going deeper on that.
Okay.
So basically, meditation is connecting with yourself on a deeper level and really getting into that present moment. And the more you do it, the more peaceful you'll feel on the inside, the more connected you are with yourself. And yeah, and journaling is really, for myself, it's really creating that awareness of what's going on in myself, and also helping me to see patterns. When I, you know, see that that there is a specific behavior that I do in a certain situation, or there's that thought that's always coming up when this thing happens, then I can go and address it, and I can go and work with it. And the more you meditate and journal, and the deeper you connect with yourself, the more awareness you create. Even in your daily life, you're like, when you go out and suddenly you have that thought pop in, you have that awareness that, oh, this is something that's actually not serving me, and that's something I should actually let go of. And when something comes up, a thought or a thing that's not serving you, don't beat yourself up. Don't, you know, feel guilty about thinking certain things, or, you know, feel embarrassed or shameful. Just be kind to yourself. And I like that concept of self-compassion. Basically, be very compassionate with yourself, and basically hold yourself through that process. I read a book, and he basically says, you know, when there's a baby crying, you just don't leave the baby there. You go there and hold the baby and, you know, nurture it. And that's what you do with yourself. Really hold yourself through that experience, and don't beat yourself up.
I was just going to ask, what generation did you grow up in?
Why?
It's a joke. My parents used to say, if a baby is crying, let it cry. It's got to learn to cry itself to sleep.
Yeah.
Remember? And then our generation feels really bad, and we picked it up every time it cried. And, you know, what's the better one? But I'm just sorry. I had to bring that up because it's kind of funny.
Yes, I know, but it's still going on, that discussion. It hasn't stopped yet.
What's the better one?
Well, everyone
I think
needs
there's
to
a
decide for themselves.
combination of the two, because
I think so too.
Children need to learn to self-soothe, but at the same
Yes.
time, they also need to be comforted and nurtured.
Yes,
when they're under stress.
exactly. And this is another big thing, that you can set new boundaries for yourself. So you basically can make you know, new rules. Like before I started my personal development journey, I was basically like a people pleaser. I would do everything to make, you know, other people feel better. I would just be out, you know, helping others, but I didn't take care of myself, and I didn't expect others to help me. So basically I was like out there and doing things for others, but not for myself. And I needed to learn to set boundaries. So basically come up with new rules about what I expect from myself and what I expect from other people in my life. And also things that I won't be tolerating anymore. Like, you know, whatever, someone always calls me and always wants help from me, but never really, you know, if I need something, goes out and helps me, then I can't do that anymore. It's like you just need to find out what's serving you to become that better version of yourself, that future version of yourself who is confident, is successful. And yeah, so it's can be hard, because sometimes it means that maybe people you have been friends for a long time or something, maybe it's not healthy to be in contact with them all the time. It doesn't mean you have to end the friendship, but I found that some people in my life weren't just, you know, on the same path than I was, because I was basically becoming a different person. And yeah, it's hard, but it's also serving you to, you know, achieve your goals, to become that better version of yourself in the future. Did anyone have any comments in the chat, or just didn't read the chat there?
I'll say something like, when you change the way you do things, it forces other people to change their reactions and responses to you. And so sometimes
Yes.
it ends up that you guys, you know, you don't serve each other anymore.
Yes, exactly.
And it's okay. You know, people come into your lives for a reason, and people come into your lives for a season. So, you know.
That's right. Exactly. And I found that sometimes it just happened automatically, sort of, you know, it just didn't like we didn't have so much more contact anymore, like just naturally. It just felt like naturally to not have so much contact anymore with certain people. So yeah, that's about setting boundaries, that you're not letting other people walk all over yourself, and you know, you learn how to stand up for yourself and do what's best for you and, you know, your family. All right, and that's it from me. So thank you very much for coming on today and for listening. And I just want to open up if there are any questions and any comments. I'll just quickly check the chat.
I just want to say thank you very much. I find we speak a similar language.
Yes.
I really, really did appreciate if ever you want to collaborate and do something on our pages, or feel free to contact me. But thank you so much. I mean, this is helpful, and I'm ready for next week. I'll do the spotlight again.
Yes. You pump yourself up before.
Yes.
You can even wear the hat if you want.
Okay. Okay.
Jenny, can we actually stop share so I can get a nice,
Yes.
picture of everybody here? Because this has been a great theme.
Hang on. Exit.
I wanted to ask also, is it okay if I take a screenshot and I post this on my page? Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
everybody smile, including Mom.
Yes, Mom.
Tell us when it's done so we can stop smiling because it's hurting.
Okay. I thought you were telling us.
I have
It's
one.
done. It's done. Okay.
So, Doc, I know you have to go. Sorry, you said 7:55 our time, 6:55 yours. Thank you so much for being here. Doc, can you, before you go, do you have 30 seconds, unmute yourself and say who you are? Because we have 2 new people here. Oh, you can't because you can't. Okay, so I will give you, Doc has been my mentor for many years in handwriting. And he's actually the one who did my mentoring for my 501 Masters in Handwriting certification. And he's just a wonderful person, absolutely fantastic. And he's been with us for almost a full year. And just love that you're here with us every time you show up. I know he's just, seriously, if you want any seriously good wisdom, this is the man to go to. I guess I have to go that way for that. So thank you very much for being here. I'm so excited. And we'll be in touch soon.
Thank you,
And
Doc.
Nice seeing you again.
Bye, Doc.
And then if it's okay, because I know that a lot of us on these Zooms, they'll see them beforehand, but Glenda and Christian, can you introduce yourselves, please? Because you're first on here. Just where you're from and what brought you here. So let's start with Glenda.
Yay, Glenda.
Okay, well, I'm Glenda, and they
Roy.
brought me here.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Renee. Let me see. Okay, I'm in Almonte, Ontario, Canada, and pretty excited to be here. It's just that this is a time for me to start fading out now because I'm not really an evening person. So I usually go to bed early, but anyway, so now I'm just kind of on a downtime, and I wasn't expecting to have to say very much. So, you know, so
I'm glad to have you here, and I hope that you join our group very much so.
Yes.
What do you do, Glenda?
I'm a money coach, or I should say I work as a money coach. So I help women, I primarily work with women, so I help them reduce their financial related stress, help them to become debt-free and take control of their money.
Yes.
You were on one of Renee's lunch talks, weren't you?
Yes,
I watched
that was
it.
awesome. I love that. It was great.
Renee does
Last
that
week
every
she was on.
Friday. And then we have Christian here for the first time as well, online, and he's just become a member. So give us a quick introduction. Where are you from and why did you join us?
Well, thank you, Lori. I actually joined here because Lorianne is such a wonderful person, and we have communicated back and forth. She invited me to her podcast with Roy, which I am so grateful for. You know, incredible. And I do have to point out Wendy because she has been with me in my previous classes, and I have known Wendy from the day one that she was before, and to this glowing, beautiful woman that she is today. You know, and I also see that in Lorianne, and it's an incredible thing that I joined in today, and the one thing that you're discussing is confidence. Because, well, let me tell you about myself. You know, my name is Christian, and as someone who actually made $1 million and lost every single penny of it because I got swindled by my partners, really bad investment, I found myself in a very terrible place. I have very low self-esteem. I didn't know where I wanted to be. I was in a very, very bottom. I didn't know how to get up. I thought reading books didn't help. I saw those motivational videos. Nothing was really helping until I actually was very...
You know that you're my spotlight next week, so you have to not say too much this week.
Oh. Well, I'm going to leave it like this. Until one day, I met something that changed my life. And you're going to have to come back next week to find out the rest.
Oh, that's not nice. That's not nice.
Continue. To be continued.
I love it. Thank
It was
you.
like, what?
No, I don't mean to, but I really would like you to tell, you know, so that people will want to come back and hear your story, because it is pretty incredible. Pretty incredible.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate you being here tonight.
Nice to meet you, Christian.
And Jenny,
Nice to
Wendy,
meet you.
thank you for doing a last minute intro. Jenny, wonderful because this was kind of like, you know, off the cuff, but it was Renée that was asking for this. And I think, Renée, we got a lot out of this tonight.
Definitely.
So
Wow.
thank you very much, because I got a lot out of it. Even if I know about it, I'm even seeing still things in me that I have to work on. So thank you.
We're always at a different place, right?
Yes.
Mhm. So
Where are you from, Christian?
Miami, Florida. Originally, I'm from Peru, but I live now in Miami, Florida.
Ah, okay, because I thought your second name sounds German. How is that?
Actually, my dad is German.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm from
Yeah,
Germany.
from
So
Dresden. Oh, perfect. He's from Dresden. Dresden? The
Dresden,
watchmaker.
Yeah. I'm from Munich, near Munich.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
I was actually thinking of that when, Krisha, I saw you on and Jenny, and I'm thinking same thing, but also the fact that you've both moved into a different world and had to adapt and change your lives. And so maybe that's something for a topic in the future, the two of you talking about, right?
That'd be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Definitely, cool.
Okay, so thank you so much for coming. And we are back here again next week, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Wednesday. And that will be, add me 7, that will be the 19th of August. Thank you everyone for showing
perfect.
up.
Well, thank you.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
you.
Good night.
Thanks for coming.